time is now. It's back to the rhymes. It's like, wow, he's back to the rhymes. I'm in the booth, straight drop the dimes. Clark Kent, Daily Planet, the Metropolis Times. I write these raps while I'm under the gun. I see you back to get you some. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. Pure, raw, uncut rap. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because back to the rhymes. Back to the rhymes. Now's the time. Time to unwind because back to the rhymes. Man, that shower starts right when I. Okay, we're not high end, are we? I'm not. Definitely not. School Us album sales. Let's talk about number one. Let's go to number one. Uh, 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 there it is. I took it out, but I got it back here. Hmm. Okay, so nothing to. Um, um, okay, I guess I can do that. So I'll just talk about it here. So the big news is two things. One, I just barely missed participating in an open mic, but it wasn't even that close because I didn't have a way to play my instrumental. So I probably mentioned that a month ago. So it turns out it's going to be the third Saturday of every month at the Bulldog Espresso or Cafe Lab, 42nd, 4200 block by the, yeah, same block as the post office. Yeah, he had quarter-inch plugs and I had RCA plugs. Couldn't hook it up. I got the email for him to send the instrumentals because I realized I do have those, I think, in my computer somewhere. I did practice a little bit and it was a little rough, but anyway, man, yesterday was incredibly busy. Today was, I just can't understand it. Really, Max, I can't take on anything else and I don't feel like I'm getting much done, so that's sad. But anyway, maybe some stuff's going to get curtailed, but let's just say I showed up at the very last minute based on my schedule and I made an attempt to do something. I could tell it's a good group. Like everyone's out there just kind of sticking their neck out, trying to do something with the microphone. Maybe it's a cover song. Maybe they have a guitar or something. But choose no arrogance, none of that. Support is what I would call it. And it's new. So I kind of showed up right when this thing's starting up. So I like everything about that. So this really the environment that I seek and want to be a part of community, that type of thing. So that's that. In addition to that, I put on the thumbnail the show I'll be participating in. So I did get on. It's called the Vortex. Turns out to be the third Saturday of next month. So the very next open mic is from 5 to 8, and I'm supposed to be on for 15 minutes at 7 p.m. in Kirkland. I think I'm going to try to do it both. It's just like, why? Seriously. I could not show up to this thing in the university and just focus on that. I think I'm going to have to pay a visit. But I looked on they do this sometimes. Apparently, it's the only record store in the a stage or anything. So that's pretty good. I would say it might be fewer people watching that than the open mic. So good, I don't know, but there's actual performances too. So we'll see. But I think I better try to go in advance and look at the setup because I don't want to show up and not have my music work, and that would not be okay. I just feel it, man. I'm just like, Okay, so I need to coordinate with them. How am I going to get the music for this? Which is, I mean, at least I know they have CD players. This open mic yesterday, they didn't have a CD. I have a CD, an instrumental CD. So maybe I could do my bedtime music. One of the things is I couldn't, like, Innocuous Bliss isn't even in instrumental. Number 9 and number 10 is the Miranda Ray's vocals. Um, and I don't think she gets credit on that song exactly because she's doing kind of a. Oh yeah, she's a featured on there. So yes, she's not on the instrumental, so it's not nearly what it could be. It still makes for a good song, especially for sure in the open mic. Sit down, sit on a stool kind of thing, and it shouldn't be too hard of a song to practice and get down. So that's part of it too. I was practicing. I wasn't easy. Your food, I'm just telling you, man. If you're young, if you hear me, if you're young, you don't have anything going on, and you can focus on music, praise the Lord. It's not easy to try to have a life, a family, pay bills, and do this. It's just not easy. I'm just telling you. Doesn't mean I can't do anything. It's just not easy. You know, you're way better. I mean, my headspace to practice some of these songs now pretty well. Like My Reformation, I've heard the video, I've practiced it, got it, basically got it. Keep on Dreaming, basically got it. The Star Spangled Banner, basically got it. The 21st Century Enter, I pretty much had that. That's Filthy, I might be able to get. Bedtime music, I could probably get pretty good. But some of the others, which, and again, so with this open mic, I'll probably roll out. I think I'll just do one song every time, just so I have content to bring to the next time. What am I going to do? And speaking of, that would be my goal too for this, is to find out if any of these music people there like country music and throw it out there. Again, we have the Little Red Hen, but man, those guys go in there. They've been doing this, they've been working on their craft. They got their guitar. They were working on their songwriting, which is cool too. It's every week, but yeah. So that would be something. This is good. This is good. Things are good. Oh, and I heard back from her. She texted me back, and she did her first show in 3 years, and she wants to talk, and I'm like, yes. But I also want to say, all the people who are, like this crowd at the UW, I think they're not anywhere. They would not identify themselves as Christians, but this fella here who's put me on the docket for the rap show is hostile to Christianity based on what I've seen from the video from the past, unless he's changed his mind. But I just saw a recent Instagram post, but not hostile to me, So on the one hand, you have these people that would be either indifferent or hostile towards the faith that I see it, as the way to live life, but they're welcoming me. Whereas the people who are, who I would say are the people who I would think would be the ones that want to do something, are not embracing me. How interesting, It's really interesting. And I think and this is why a lot of people are turned off to Christianity is there. I think a lot what you hear is I just saw on my wife's show just now. She walked away from a life of belief system based on the fact it was getting shoved down her throat. You're told you're bad. It's just the opposite than the message of Christ. I mean, it's just not getting through to the masses of people. And again, I'm posting stuff. I guess I can get. Let's move down the list. So Lorraine, actually, I've talked to her about this song. And there's that other fellow, Richard. I went to his church one time. I have to go look him up again. So I just popped in my head like I gotta go get with him. So we'll see. Stay tuned. So working on the some stuff with Leon. You know, it's one thing to be hard on somebody about their lifestyle or whatever, but it's another thing you're having all these, if it's judgmental or whatever, you're driving people away from faith. That's terrible. Then you're also way off base too. Just like, again, it comes back to humility. I don't know what your mindset is, how you identify yourself spiritually, but if you're not humble, I mean, does the label even matter? So that's so that's what you hear a lot of. That's where a lot of people are turned off, and it's a lot to deal with. But again, my message is to the author of life. If the messenger is not delivering the authentic message of the author of life, that can't be. The author of life is not responsible for the message going out incorrectly, and you gotta hopefully be discerning there and just try to do some, give it some time, but don't just close the door. And that's what it is. Like, I've made up my mind about basically God, and she's come up with some plan, and it's kind of like the thought that came to me, and it actually relates to this. Bellevue Ballers is, if you had all the answers, you would be where you are today. You don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. We're all pursuing a better life, a better quality of life, etc. So if someone's made up their mind, that's scary. That's what the woman said on the show. So that's not me saying that. That's the character saying that. Anyway, and let me also say, the order of business for them was, let's do whatever we do to now a baby on the way. And now let's start discussing faith, because the guy's kind of wants a baptism. I don't know what that means. Maybe just in case or something. No discussion of marriage. Man, these guys are. This is like the order is just way off. And again, that's normal though, because you don't know what you don't know, right? We all did. I didn't know what I didn't know, so you got to try to play catch up a lot of times. That's why I always feel like the responsibility for someone like myself is to pass it on to the next generation, to those who are willing to hear the message, to equip them so they could be set up for a better life and be more available to help others, and not always doing damage control with their own life, this kind of stuff, So, so Instagram, I just don't know. I mean, big deal. That's all. I even forgot to put my hashtags on. I don't think it'll matter. I like the rhyme I put on there. The song I'm doing is cool. It's nice. Rules of engagement for this song I'm doing now. Haven't done anything with that, and I'll see what I do. W Ballers. Things in regards, it can be integrated too. So my former supervisor, who just retired, was hoping to get a job at the Boys and Girls Club. In addition, at our church, there's a ministry working with the Yakima Nation reservation out there, and the church out there. So these are, I guess they call them at-risk youth, or youth who really don't have mentorship. I find a lot of people, they might have mentorship, but the mentorship they're getting, and it's a lot of stability in their life, but it keeps it's a low floor, low ceiling. It's just real middle of the road life, whereas if you're someone who's quote unquote at-risk youth, but they're seeking mentorship and the right mentor comes along, they can go from the absolute bottom and skyrocket past all these people with these middle of the road because they don't have any parent to tell them don't listen to him, don't take any risks. Nothing, they'll be open. And we've got examples in our organization of people. We got a couple of guys who are homeless. They're multi-millionaires, or I don't know their exact net worth, but it's significant, and they don't have a job, and they were homeless. So they didn't have anyone to tell them, oh, give it, put the rain on their parade, stop them from thinking big. They just needed the mentorship, and they were going to take it. Finally, I got the order in. Thank God that was so hard. Oh my God. And the somehow. All right, first of all, it's as if I never ordered from these folks before. So I got a lot to say about this too. One, they didn't have any record of me ordering, so we're starting over. I ordered, it wasn't but a few months ago. All right, so no record of me ordering. Second, I wanted, by the way, if we're talking about merch, here's what we're talking about, right? We're talking about this. This was my last order, this shirt. So, oh yes, I would like a pink. So it's partly my fault. We had a miscommunication. I said I want to do pink. Oh, pink. Yeah, pink. I guess I didn't think about anything else. I thought that meant the shirt color. They thought it meant the ink. Well, what is it? PMS, Pantone. So I told them 0210. Oh, good. Yep. And we got those ordered for you, and great. And I'm like, and I looked, and I thought I could stop before they started the presses. It was too late, and they ended up having to sell me the shirts, or I could have said no totally because she didn't confirm the order with me. Half price. So I got 7 shirts that are pink. Blackpink, isn't that the K-pop group that my daughter isn't that thrilled about, but it's the second most popular K-pop group. We got Blackpink shirts. Maybe that's the target market. So doesn't look that good at all, but that's half price. So I got those, and then full price for these. It's about $150 worth of shirts to get 14. It's going to end up about $10 per. The setup fee is a fixed amount, and then like whatever, $5 a shirt. But let me also say, and Richard, the fellow at Trike Home, or however you say that, told me to get the reseller's license so I could buy from Sanmar. She sent me the 2 options for the 2 types of pink shirts because I wanted pink shirt with the white ink, right? That's what I wanted. The name. So what's happening here? I'm buying from them who's buying from Sanmar. They're the reseller to me, but I could get the reseller certificate because I'm not the end user here. I'm reselling them. So it's an extra, shipper, broker, somebody taking a chunk out. And she put a decent amount of time putting the order. She's got to make her money. So that was eye-opening. I'm like, wow, okay, well, that's the last time that'll happen. Next time, and I'm going to have to get on this because otherwise I'm going to run out of shirts and some kind of emergency. Hey, give me some more shirts. Or I got to get the reseller certificate. I'm so thankful that happened because it showed me what needs to happen. So easy enough as far as obvious what I need to do. Just gotta get with somebody at the Department of Revenue and get the reseller. Maybe that's not hard. And then they don't need it. Told me go to Sanmar, so I could put them out totally. The person I've been getting them from and be able to get it at the price they were paying for it. So that's what I learned on this one. Trump's gonna thump. I don't have anything to say about that. Complete songs I made lyrics for, and I gotta say, so let me bring up Thais. If you check this out at some point, I sent you my last one. I don't know if you checked that out. So we got a couple prayers. One is somebody to do concerts with. Looks like that's starting to happen. And Aaron's shared with me, he doesn't know as many people out here. he's been sober, but he kind of maybe wore his welcome back home, which I think is Bremerton, and lost his confidence about going up and promoting shows. But I could do it with him. I could do it myself. I was reading about someone who's been booking shows at this record store, so I guess there's really not a whole lot to it, and you just figure out a venue and you get a few acts, and there you go. So I think I could help do that or figure out how to do that. I'm fine going business to business. Well, business to business, isn't it? Okay, so anyway, she said, just she's talking about the next video. Well, what do you have in mind for next video? Because I got a lot of songs. I could, whatever you're thinking in it. She mentioned something about, well, she writes or raps. Does it just kind of talk about it too? She never told me that because we had Lewis over there and me, and now we got Aaron. But what about you, Thais? So that's, again, she's probably great. Humility, no attitude, nothing. Come on board. And she's working on beats a little bit. Perfect. I love it. I was feeling the same way with Tylene, but I guess she's too busy or something. But again, humility and availability. How's that? That pretty much sums it up. So anyway, so we could go to work. She's talking about collaborating, the three of us. I got to talk to Aaron, see if he's up for it. I'll collaborate with anybody right now. You don't have to ask me twice. Except for if you're going to be really profane or something. But, if we can have just a legit song, I'm up for that. I think I've said what I'm going to say as far as current events. I kind of interweave this whole thing, and I keep talking about it. But I on the one hand, it's disheartening that your peeps, in theory, we were talking about that one too. That anyway, I want to go back there. But I'm being able to move forward through. God's using, I guess you could say, people who move the ball forward to help. And Leon's getting into the building the kingdom, the Great Commission. It's good. What he's doing is great. It's really on point, because what are we doing this for? And it turns out slightly different than we've been hearing all these years, as always. Especially anything you've been hearing your whole life is not exactly like that. No one needs to be mad at anybody. We're getting half truths. We're not ready for the whole truth. God's plan is perfect. Back to the rungs here. So I did this, and what was I? Okay, so let's do this, and then at the top, at the 24-minute mark, I made it. So we're gonna do the sample. I suffered setbacks, but now I'm making greenbacks. Ease back. Another sucker gets beat down. I suffered backs. Ease back. Another sucker gets beat down. I'm still around, pound for pound, hold my own. This man's grown after all this growing, looking for ways to get paid. Sure, his words be flowing. The mic I'm holding, not beholden to some mega corp. I speaks my piece, we all to absorb, unfiltered. Call them as I see them, either backstage or rocking Coliseum. Whether engaging them or enraging them, could be the last one they getting the truth from. Could have been the long road, but definitely from setbacks to greenbacks. I suffered setbacks, but now I'm making greenbacks. Ease back, another sucker gets beat down. I suffered setbacks, but now I'm making greenbacks. Ease back, another sucker gets beat down. Whatever, that's 1 minute right there. And then I'm not trying to advocate that someone's really getting beat down as the New Jack Hustler, but metaphorically gets beat down, gets their plot to continue to keep the train moving forward gets snuffed out, and the train, pummels the whatever was on the tracks, So I'll leave it, I'll leave it because it's just the way it is. A lot of it's just smack talk. You can say whatever. All right, so let me get on to the next verse. Oh yeah, so I already had come up with the beginning here, so let me put that down. Oh, God. Okay, it's like a brick of paper. They don't separate. Come on. Really? I can't get a slice of paper off. All right. Okay, so it's like we got the verse 2. I'm not gonna put the hook again. So it's like this. I ain't phased. Oh man. 1 iota. Oh man, what's my dictionary? Oh man. Is it IOTA? And then what else did he do wrong? Well, let me look on my phone. I don't really do this, but I already had it pulled up, so I should be all right, hopefully. Dirt off your shoulder. All right, dirt off your shoulder. Oh, what? You hit some button? Sorry. Don't want to talk about this. All right. So it's called Dirt Off My Shoulder. That's Jay-Z. Your shoot. See, look, let me just put it out there. Jay-Z, he did really good. He did a good job he got a lot of fans, but I'm definitely not a big fan, but the song kind of worked because it rhymed with iota. And so I ain't phased 1 iota. And so let me just check the lyrics a little bit. You can go and brush shoulder off. Yeah. I ain't phased 1 iota. Man, I don't want to be out of step with the song. Sorry, I have no choice. I got to look at this. Full lyrics. Okay. When you talk about brush your shoulders off, right? Brush your shoulders on. Get that dirt off your shoulder. All right. You got to get that dirt off your shoulder. All right. All right, phase 1 iota. You got to get that dirt off your shoulder. I could say that. I'll just say, had to get that dirt off my shoulder. Okay. Just shit, it's all good. And they don't put a weird way of spelling shoulder for slang. Have to get the dirt off my shoulder. All right, so I'm gonna stop right there. Catch you next week on Back to the Rhymes.